Alright, welcome to this video, and I'm going to talk to you about what's going on right now with the transits and the markets. What's going on right now? Why did the market drop so much today, and what can we do about this going forward? Can we take advantage of this? Is the market going to crash? What's going on? Okay, so let's go back here to our transits, and I just want to point some things out here. The market did rally as it was supposed to, except I thought it was going to go up into this period into here, which was 7 o'clock last night. Now, it was right around this period into here, 7 o'clock, something into there. And then it had a couple more peaks into here. What actually ended up happening was that the market completely went down into this period before it went back up, and the market kept going down all day today. But I want to point something out here. These periods into here, 7 o'clock, the 5 o'clock in the morning, and the 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I want to point something out, that the market actually did make relative highs into those periods. It wasn't useful to what I wanted to do because I wasn't going to short into a low, but I want to show you that next. Okay, so I've got a chart here, and I just want to show you more or less what was going on around those times. The market came off, and I expected it to kind of come up into here, but in the grand scheme of things, it still was pretty close. Okay, I expected the market to come up into here, but unfortunately, it dropped so fast that I wasn't able to keep up with that. I wasn't able to short down into here because I wanted it to hook back up into here because I knew that this was that first peak on the transits. However, the market continued lower. Now, what I want to point out to you right here is that this was a relative high. You see that, how it paused right there and then it started going down? And then this morning, and this is central time here, that's why it looks off a little bit, but this morning around 5, that was a high. That was a shorting opportunity. And today, right around 1 o'clock central, that was a high. That was a shorting period. So I just want to point out that these transits, it's a relative thing. It's a relative thing. In this particular case, the market was going down, and we have this, we have bigger factors in there other than astrology. There's bigger factors. So I call that, a lot of times I call that, there's an X factor in there that's really moving the market, and the astrology still comes true. I mean, you can see here, like I said, these were shorting opportunities. However, I just didn't want to short on the intraday. That was my thing. Now on the 1 day, the 1 day is doing beautifully. The 1 day we have a very clear sell signal since 1635. So the 1 day has been short ever since that period into there. So if I move this down, it's shorted back into here, and it just kind of traveled up, and the 1 day is just doing really well right now. I mean, we've got a really good short going on that 1 day time frame. But I'm trying to expand into these intraday signals too, to give people different vantage points. And even though it didn't work out like I wanted to in terms of it holding up, I just want to point out that these transits are real, and they do mark turning points in the markets, and you can trade these in of themselves. They're a good trading vehicle. I just didn't want to short another trade into a low. I mean, if you can understand that, that's what I'm basically going at here. Now, I'm going to look forward next into the transits going through the summer, and I don't really see anything too negative. So just hold on 1 second here. I'm going to go to the next chart. Okay, so let me show you what we got here. These are the transits going through the summer, right? So we're basically back into here right now. We just came off this peak, and it's going to be falling through the beginning of next week. Now, I'm looking at this, and I don't really see any major crashes or crash potential coming this summer. It doesn't mean it won't happen, but basically I don't think today's market action is indicative of some type of a crash forming. Not just yet. I mean, we got Mercury retrograde coming in a couple of weeks, and there could be these types of days. I said that before. There could be these 2 or 3 days where we spike down. But I don't, looking across here into July, we've got a lot of positive stuff happening into here still. This is the Grand Trine happening. So after that, after the Grand Trine, there is a T-square forming in the sky that's somewhat more negative. So maybe August could give some more issues. But looking forward, I don't really see anything too negative until going into the fall, maybe even next spring. So a lot of people are looking for this market to crash. But you got to remember something. The Fed basically came out yesterday and said that they're going to scale back on quantitative easing, and that they're possibly going to end it within a year. But again, they haven't ended it. Okay, they haven't ended it. So today's reaction is nothing more than the market throwing a tantrum based upon that. Okay, if the Fed really does stop the quantitative easing, then I would be more concerned about the market going down into a protracted downturn that could possibly turn into a crash. But I don't really see that just yet. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see that. So, you know, take it for what it is today. Today was a very strong decline, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to crash from here. This could probably just be a low, and it could rally right back up to new highs in July. So don't let this fool you just because we had a very strong down day today. Okay? So that's all I've got for you on this. I've got another video I'm going to talk to you about with the intraday transits, or sorry, intraday signals that I'm working on. I've got some really good data coming out on my back tests, and I'm going to be able to start posting those pretty soon here. So I'm going to give you some intraday signals coming up soon that are going to be based on a mechanical model that are going to give you some little bit more of a mechanical outcome to the market. All right, that's all I've got for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.